Hi everyone, and welcome to our video for the Virtual Vestry Group for Trinity Sunday. Do you know what Trinity Sunday is all about, Ross?
Nope.
No? Have you ever heard of the Trinity? Nope. Okay, well the Trinity is how we describe God. It's how we experience God. That's God the Father, who created everything around us. God the Son, in Jesus, who came down to earth as a human and taught us. And we've got God the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is how God guides us to try and maybe do the right thing or what we should do with our lives. Does that make sense? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
So today's Gospel reading is from Gospel of John. Would you like me to read this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So it's from John chapter 3. Late one night, a man called Nicodemus visited Jesus. Now Nicodemus was a Pharisee, and he was an important Jewish leader. He said to Jesus, "I know God has sent you to teach us. You couldn't perform the miracles if God was not with you." Jesus replied, "You are right. Let me tell you this. If you want to understand God's kingdom, you must be born again." Nicodemus looked puzzled. But how can anyone be born again when they've already been born? How can anyone be born if they have already grown old? I don't understand what you mean. Jesus answered, "To enter God's kingdom, you must be born by water and by the Spirit. A human gives life to a child, but only God's Spirit can give life to a child of God. Everyone must be born again." "What do you mean? How does this happen?" Nicodemus asked. Jesus replied, "You are an important teacher in Israel, and you don't know these things. I have told you about things here on earth, and you don't believe me. So you will never believe me if I tell you about things in heaven." Jesus continued, "God loved the world so much that he sent his Son into the world. He did this so that anyone who believes in him will have everlasting life. God didn't send his Son into the world to tell the world how bad it was. He sent his own Son to earth to save the world." Did you enjoy that reading, Ross? Yeah?
Got playing with clay.
I can see that, yes. You enjoy playing with that clay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope I have a task today that you will enjoy just as much as playing with clay. Because in our Roots at Home sheet, which I will put up on the website, here we are, this is this week's Roots at Home sheet, we have a fun task. It's all about painting, but it's all about sending secret messages to people. Yeah, now for this task, we will need some white paper, white wax crayon or a small candle, some diluted watercolour paints and a brush. So I've got some paper, it's an oil pastel, but it might work as a crayon.
Yeah.
And I've got a candle just in case the crayon doesn't work. And we've also got some watercolours that we're going to use in a minute. And what we're going to do is we're going to explore how the image of God is sometimes clear and sometimes obscure. Do you know what the word obscure means? You do?
Yeah, but I forgot.
Okay. Well, it means we can't necessarily understand what it means. We can't see it all the time. Because what we're going to do, we're going to use the crayon to write an image or draw an image on the white paper of what we think God means to us. So a picture of maybe what we see, or the picture that we see when we think about God. And we're going to write it in the crayon so that we can't see it on the paper. And then the image is going to reveal itself when we paint on it with the watercolours. Now this is great fun because you can't see if the image you've drawn is very good until you paint over it. So we're going to do that. And then when we've done that, we're going to come back and we're going to show you the images that we've created.
But how are we meant to paint over it if we can't even see it?
Well, we just paint over the whole sheet of paper, don't we? We just paint over all of it. Very artistically. Yeah? So we will see you all in a few minutes when we've created our works of art.
Yeah. We're back.
So, welcome back. We have done our little paintings. It doesn't show up very well on the camera probably, but this is mine. And that has, although you can't really see it, that has a heart in the middle with a cross at the top. And this is Ross's one. It's kind of fun just experimenting with different colours. Although I think you have to press quite hard if you want the crayon to come through, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe you have to make it really, really thick crayon. We didn't do that. Or maybe really, really thick paper might help. We didn't do that either. But it's fun just to do it.
Yeah.
Just to see how you've done. Okay, you put that down, Ross. So, having had some fun with that, we can think about what we think of the Trinity, and it's a bit complicated, the Trinity. I don't really understand it, but as we said in church today, it's something we're trying to understand. What is something that's so big and vast that we just can't understand, because we can't ever understand God, can we? So it's okay if we don't understand the Trinity. All we have to remember is it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay? Yeah? Now, I have a prayer to finish off our session. Would you please read it, Ross? Okay. It's right there. Yeah? Do your best. Don't think they're too many long words. I think you should be okay.
Gorgeous.
Glorious.
Glorious God, you are three and you are one. Send us out like people who have been reborn, full of love for you, for your world, and love for all people in the name of Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
That's perfect, Ross. Thank you very much. Well, we hope you all have a lovely week. It's half term. It's half term for you, isn't it? So we all hope you have a lovely, lovely week for your half term, and that you enjoy the glorious sunshine outside. There will be a Zoom Vestry group on, I think it's next Sunday. So do email the Vestry group email address if you would like to take part. We'd love to see you there. And we'll also be restarting Messy Church with a mini Messy Church very soon. So if you would like to know a bit more about that, then go to our Facebook page or go to our website and you'll find some information on it there. But we hope you have a lovely, lovely week, and we shall see you very soon. Shall we say bye-bye?
Bye.
Bye, everyone.